Hello viewers, here is Confirm TV. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Today tutorials I am taking you to Portugal. Do you know that you can travel to Portugal without job offer or without study? Then today's tutorial is all about job seeker visa. Portugal have already introduced job seeker visa for over years now, and many people don't have idea on how to apply for this job seeker visa. With the job seeker visa, you can travel to Portugal without job and stay there for 120 days to look for job. And without wasting much time, let's go to the laptop and I can give you the number of documents you need to add to this application, how to apply for this job seeker visa, and how to travel to Portugal and stay for 120 days to look for job. Let's go to the laptop and I'll give you much details about how this program is all about.
Like I said on the video, if you want to stay in Portugal for 120 days and look for a job, then this tutorial is for you, because this visa allows you to enter into Portugal for 120 days without job or without studying. And with this visa, you are going to look for a job by yourself. But how could you apply, or how are you going to apply? And what are the eligibility criteria and the documents you would add to this application to become possible? Let's dive into this. So if you are having your laptop, or if you have your desktop or your phone, you need have to type on the Google browser Portugal job seeker visa, and the interface would just appear as you see on my screen. So if you see this, you can decide to read more about this program. It says the Portugal job seeker visa, introduced in 2022, allows non-EU nationals to enter Portugal for the purpose of seeking employment. Here are the key points. So as you can see, this type of visa allows you to enter into Portugal for 120 days to seek for job, and it has been introduced since 2022. So if you want to apply for this, it is so easy to apply. As you can see on the screen, the duration for this program is 120 days with a possible 6 days extension. 60 days extension. So if you spend the 120 days and you still haven't gotten a visa yet, then you need to extend your visa for 60 days in addition to 120 days. This is interesting. So let's go to the next point. It also says work authorization. The visa permits holders to engage in employment while searching for a job until the visa expires or a residence permit is granted. You see, if you enter into Portugal, you can search for job with this type of visa or seek for residence permit, depending upon, or it depends on how you will do it. Till this visa expires, you are freely allowed to stay in the Schengen area or Portugal as a country to look for job. So let's go on the application procedure, how to apply, and the eligibility criteria. The application says, application process. Applicants must meet specific eligibility requirements and provide necessary documentations. So there are some documentations you need to provide, which can be found in detailed guides. So this is where I am going to take you through so that you can know yourself either you are eligible or not eligible. So it says, for more information, you can refer to the official national visas website and other reliable source. So they have provided a website which you can find all these documents or eligibility criteria requirements on that website, but we are not interested on that. Let's go on how to apply, and it is very, very interesting. So with this, if you find the interface like this, just come to where you can find the application, and this interface would also appear. Then you click on the first one. So the website of the Portugal job seeker visa would just appear as you see on my screen. And as you can see, it says Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and you can see on top here it is already written job seeker visa. Job seeker visa. So we are going to deal with how to obtain visa or how to go by this application. It says, let's read a little before we start. It says the job seeker visa entitles its holder to enter and remain only in Portugal for the purpose of looking for job. Authorize him or her to carry out a subordinated work activity until the visa expires or until the residence permit is granted. So if you enter into Portugal, you need to wait till the visa expires or wait till your residence permit is expired. So if you are granted a residence permit, you need to still search for job till the expiration of the residence permit before you can leave the country. Let's read the second line. It says, this visa is granted for a period of 120 days, renewable for another 60 days, and allows only one entry into Portugal. So if you go to Portugal without seeking for a job or without having a job, and you go back to your country, you can never come back with the job seeker visa because it allows only one entry into Portugal. Let's read a little and then we go about how to apply for this. It says okay, we don't have to read more. We don't have to read more because I think the time. I always let's come here. Let's come here because I'm interested on the eligibility criteria and how to. So let's come to the general documentation. The general documentation is the same as the eligibility criteria. Let's read a little about the eligibility criteria or the general documentation. It says national visa application filled and duly signed by applicant. So on here we are going to generate application form to fill and then we submit to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs at the Portugal session. Then they would work on it. So let's look at the documentations or documents you add to this application. First, it says passport or other travel documents. So you need your passport that valid for 3 months or that is left with 3 months before it expires. Okay. And it says photocopy of passport, biographical data. You see, the place where your picture or your bio data is found, that is where you are going to scan and you add it to the application. And the next one says photos, even passport type, recent and in good condition. You see, you need to take a passport picture which you add to this application. And the third one says proof of regular status. If you are of a nationality other than that of the country where you are applying for. You see, I'm a Ghanaian and let's say I am living in Morocco, then I need to provide my status in Morocco. The reason why I'm staying in Morocco instead of Ghana, because I'm from Ghana and I'm now in Morocco. So the reason, so if you are schooling, if you came with marriage or you came to work, you have to prove or provide additional documents for the Portugal or for the job seeker visa organization to verify all these documents. Then the next one is criminal record. You see, you need a criminal record certificate, the one we call police report. So a criminal record certificate issued by the competent authority of the country of the applicant's nationality or of the country where the applicant has resided for over a year. So you need a police report or a police certificate to prove to them that you are eligible or you are a legit person, you are not a criminal. Let's go to the next question. It says valid travel insurance covering necessary medical expenses, including urgent medical assistance and possible repatriation. Some words are very, very hard for me to pronounce, but I've gotten it. You need a travel insurance to cover your duration of stay. So this is very simple. And the next one is copy of return transport title. Copy of return transport title. You see, if you are traveling, you need to buy a ticket in and out because you don't know either you are going to get the job or not. So you need this also with you. And with this, I think I have already done how to book for flight. So you just book a flight. It's not compulsory to just buy a ticket, but you just book a flight. That is flight reservation. I have already done how to book for flight on my previous video. The next one is proof of financial resources equivalent to at least the sum of 3 guaranteed monthly minimum salary. So you need to provide a bank statement that proves that you have minimum, or you are financially stable to travel to Portugal. So let's go to the next line. Okay, with here you can see alternatively. So if you don't use the first one, then you have to come to the next line and use the other one. So let's start on how to apply. So you first need to click here and wait for the interface to open. So when this interface opens like this, what you have to do is to print this file and fill it as they have asked you to fill. This is the first application form that you fill. So with the requirements we have already studied, or we have already mentioned, you are going to add all of them to this before you see. So you are going to fill this file and also add it to your visa application when you book an appointment to the Portuguese visa section or Portuguese embassy in your country. You are going to add this application form to your application documents. So let's go back. So when you come back here, as we have already studied the eligibility documents, these are the eligibility documents that we have already discussed. So you don't need to, or we don't need to still go through again. So the next one here, which says or alternatively, with alternatively, it's either you apply it by yourself or someone must apply for you. And if someone must or can apply for you, the person should be someone in Portugal. It could be your family member, a friend, a wife, a husband, or a relative. Anybody or anyone can apply for this for you. So that person should be someone who has been in Portugal for a long time, for over years, and the person is going to provide a bank statement, a tax client certificate, a whole lot before the person can apply for you. And this is also another easiest way. And the person is also going to provide accommodation and food documentation. In Portugal, before someone can accommodate you, the person must submit documents that would convince the embassy that he or she has a place to stay and also has money to feed you. So all these documents is needed for the person who stays in Portugal to apply for this for you. For applying it yourself and someone applying for you is so simple and it's amazing. So let's go to then let's move to specific documentation. With the specific documentation, here is where you are going to fill the IEFP forms and submit it online. And after submitting the form online, you are going to receive an email message with some documents, which you are going to gather them and present it to the nearest Portugal embassy. This job seeker visa is so simple and it's amazing. If you find it difficult to apply, I am going to assist you. So you can send a message so that I can assist you with how to apply for free. So let's come here with a specific documentation. Let's click here where it says declaration of expression of interest. So here is where you are going to register on their portal and fill forms. So let's go. You have to wait for the interface to open, and it's so simple and it's amazing. It is keeping longer. The network is very, very slow here. Okay. Okay, it's opened. So when it opens like this, the most interesting part of job seeker visa is here. So pay attention. Here is where you are going to apply. You are going to fill forms online and submit it to them and generate the same form, and also they would also send another document to your email so that you submit them together on the application to the nearest Portugal embassy or Portuguese embassy. So let's read a little over here. It says, if you are a citizen of a third country and intend to enter and stay in Portugal to look for work, you must before submitting the visa application for a job search. So you must to submit the visa application for job search. So this is the application that we are talking about. So let's say it says, make the declaration of expression of interest in registering with the Institute of Employment and Vocational Training. With this, you can also train, or you can also go for training when you are in Portugal. So with these forms, you are going to fill in different angles, or you are going to fill it in a different angles, but this is their main form that you fill for them to verify your application. So it says okay, I think, where did I reach? Okay, so you start with the IEFP, then it says Portugal Public Employment Service through the form. So this is the form. Here is the form. Okay, let's go top here. So here is the form. We are going to generate it and fill it, but before that, let's come to the next line. It says, only after receiving the declaration by email. So after filling the form, you receive a declaration email. Should you make an appointment with the Portuguese consular post in your area of residence? So after receiving this declaration on your email, then you are going to book an appointment to the Portuguese embassy and submit all the necessary documents we have talked about. So you generate the forms and I'll teach you how to fill it. Here we go. Let's come to the next line. It says, in case you do not get any employment relationship during 160 days of the validity of the visa, it can only be extended for another 60 days. I think we've already talked about this. Let's come to the final part. It says, after entering Portugal, and in case you do not get an employment relationship right away, register with the nearest employment service. You see, they have another organization which are employment service. So if you go to Portugal and look for a job and you don't have the job or you don't get the job, then you register on that employment service and it's so easy to get your visa. So when you come here, it says visa and required documents. That is what we have already talked about. So let's generate the form and it will be so easy. And before that, if you want to search for job, you can search the job here before you travel to Portugal, and it's very interesting for your visa to be granted as early as possible if you search for job. So you can add the documents when you search for job and you receive additional document from the employment. You can add those documents to your visa application, and it is also going to help you in early processing. So let's go on how to fill the form. Very simple. This is the application form for job seeker visa, and you need a valid email so that they can send you the declaration form, and it's going to be amazing when you are able to do everything as I'm telling you, and you will later find yourself in Portugal and you start searching for job. So this is the forms they are talking about. It says job search visa application. Please, I'm not going to fill this form, but I'm just helping you how to apply. You just fill in your name, your date of birth, your passport number. With this emission, the emission says response must be less than or equal to 2025. That is the time of applying. You should apply within this month. It's not that it has deadline or the deadline is 2025 on the 12th of October. It says if I'm applying it on today, then I must face in today's date. That is what it means. So let's go to the next line. It says validity. The answer must be between 2025 October 13th and 2050. So this thing is going to stay for long. Okay, let's go to the next line. Nationality, you put your nationality, your country of residence. Maybe I'm from Ghana and staying in, let's say, Morocco, then I'll put Morocco there. Your email address, which they are going to send the declaration. Schooling in full years. So if you are a student, you put it there. Areas in which you have worked. So your work experience or the areas of your work experience. Let's say I'm an electrician, or you just click on electrician, and here you can click at least 2 or 5 as it stays here. The maximum work experience you should at least have 5, but 3 too is okay. Let's say maybe I'm an electrician, I'm also a general, let's say I'm a plumber, let's say I'm a pharmacist, let's say I'm a teacher. Then that is all. You come down there, you just come down to, here it says professional area in which you are looking for job. So your specific area which you are looking for job, that you can say, oh, for this area, if I'm employed, I would be able to work. For that one too, you choose 3 points or 3 categories. So you can choose 3. It's very simple. Then we continue. So the next one says years of experience. So the work you choose, then you click here for the years of experience. Then they says language skills. Do you know how to speak Portugal, English, French, Spanish, or other? Then you put it there. Then the next one says contact language. Let's click what is there. Okay, so if they contact you, which language do you want them to speak with you? Either sending you an email or calling you on phone. Then you choose English, or if you understand Portugal or Spanish, you put it there. And after that, you just come to click all these 3. Select all options that apply. Then you just click 1, 2, 3. Then you just have to click on submit. So after you click on the submit, your application is gone, and within a minute you are going to receive a declaration on your email, and the journey starts. So after the declaration sent to your email, you are going to gather all the required documents we have talked about. You put them together and book your appointment at the nearest embassy, and then seek for your visa. It's so simple. So like I said already, you need to read more, and I will do a video on how to book an apply for a room in Portugal, because you can't just go without knowing anyone there. You need to find where you are going to sleep, and this is not about hotel. You can't stay at the hotel for the rest of or for the 120 days, but they have agencies in Portugal who help to rent or who help with people where to lodge or where to stay. So you just rent for 1 month. I will do videos on that. and you also know how to rent. And for that one, you are going to pay. It's just 1 month so that you add to your visa application. Here is Confirm TV. Share, like, and subscribe. If you don't understand anything, please do not hesitate. Just draw my attention and I will help.